this is my under the bag seat. I have my uninked pens here. I have inked pens here. My ink journal, my planner, which also has my pen show insert in it, some planning and pen supplies, some samples, stickers, things like that, little notepad. And then here I have all of my filming stuff, just a few tripods, a few lights, and a microphone. So yeah, but plenty of room on top to bring stuff back for sure. Okay, hi. Just got here. Got my name badge. I immediately, before I even checked in, went to the pizza party, got a slice of pizza, met a bunch of people, and now I'm just throwing down my stuff. I am out of breath. Throwing down my things, gonna go probably back downstairs to the bar and hang out, talk to more people. Keep me like your secret and never let me go. Good morning. It is technically day 2 of the Chicago Pen Show, but really it's day 1. I have gotten ready, about to head downstairs, grab some breakfast, and do the vendor setup situation. I do plan on picking up a couple of pens today that I pre-bought from Skogsy Pens. I'm getting 2 of the low volume eyedropper pens, which I'm super excited about. My husband Cam also wanted one, so I saw that he was working on some before the show. I reached out and was like, "Hey, can I pre-buy?" And he said, "Sure." And we worked it all out, and so I'm going to be picking up that. Bart from Zodiac Pens is not here today, if I remember correctly, and I also have something very special to pick up from him as well. But I'm just excited to get down there. Had a fun time at the bar last night with my pen friends, and yeah, it should be a good day. I will try to film as much as possible. I'm really bad at even taking pictures. I'm going to try to do better.
Sample. So you can pick 2.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, day 1 of the Chicago Pen Show is officially done. It is early in the morning on day 2, and I wanted to show you what I grabbed from day 1, which is crazy to even say that I grabbed anything just because I was behind a table most of the day, but you know, you make a way. So I have my lovely rose from Papa J's studio. He was giving these out with his pen purchases. I hope this setup is not too weird, but I'm in a hotel, but I still wanted to do a little haul, be efficient. So let's do this. So the first thing that I grabbed was actually not really a pen purchase. I traded this with the Magna Carta that I already had at the ink pen table that I was working at. And I just liked this colorway better. I don't know if we're gonna pick it up here with this lighting. That is not gonna be helpful, but maybe I'll put in some footage so you can see it a little better. But it does have the same flex nib that I know and love. I just like the body a little bit more and thought I'd be able to match a little bit more with my ink collection with this body. So a couple of things I picked up right away. I actually pre-bought them from Skogsy Pens. These are their low volume eyedropper pens, and they are just gorgeous and really cool concept if you don't know. So you can open these and you can eyedropper them straight into the barrel, but instead of filling up the entire area of the barrel, there's like a little channel inside. And so you can just go through inks a little quicker, and it's just polished to perfection. The material is super nice, and I have two, one for my husband who specifically requested one after I showed them to him, and then one for myself. The next sort of like immediate buy, one of my first stops when I was able to, I think before the show even started, I went over to Michaela at White Bear Pens, and all of her stuff was just so cool. The colors were awesome, and I wasn't really sure what I was expecting because I haven't seen her at a show or her work like in person, but yeah, I was blown away with how good her matches were, and I was drawn to like 2 or 3 of them and ended up with this Ursa model. The Ursa model has the clear like demonstrator cap. This one has some really cool flakes in the cap, and it just reminded me of mermaids, and I am a mermaid girly. I love mermaids, and just like that type of vibe. She said this was her favorite that she's made here recently, so I thought, yes, we're locked in. But absolutely gorgeous. It's really light and comfortable in the hand, and I'm excited to put this to use. And the last pen that I have so far is the TWSBI Slate Blue and Onyx that I got from Kirk Spirit at Pen Realm. I wasn't entirely sure about this color or this color combination with the slate blue and onyx whenever I was seeing pictures online, but in person, it's just a really cool gray blue. It looks like a little sophisticated. I don't know. But I definitely had it on my list and happy that I picked it up. Then later on in the day, I stopped over by Amerigo Stationery. Eric is just a gem, and I grabbed a couple of these really cute patches. I love his branding and his logo, so I also got this really cute teal beanie, which I'm excited about. Also a little sticker sheet, and I was gifted his inks, which 2 of them at least were on my wish list anyways. I was gonna break my ink buying ban because events, I mean, what can you do? So I'll swatch these really quick in case you have not seen them. This one is called Blue Suntan. Yes, the spoon came along. It's going to be a little bit different on this more cream Midori paper, but I really enjoy sort of like the tone of this blue. It's really pretty. This next one is also Blue Suntan, so I will swap this one out for the one that I'm missing. This one is Teal Waistband, which I'm excited about this one because love a good teal. Yes. Absolutely gorgeous. I really like what these 2 colors so far have done in the swatch. It just makes me feel like I'm really gonna like them in pens as well. Just doing all the spoon swatching, I feel like I'm getting a grasp on the correlation between what a swatch looks like and how it's gonna perform in pen. I know that's super odd to say, but I like a more subtle shading in the writing, and I feel like this has given me enough variation without too much contrast. And then this one is called Toasty Joggers. So pretty. This is so warm and cozy feeling to me. It just instantly gave me a good feeling. Okay, and then I will grab later today the 4th ink, just exchange this out, and then I'll swatch that here later. In the meantime, I need to get ready because the Esterbrook and Atlas coffee meetup with pastries and the little Coffee Monsters Co. bag, some other goodies we shall see. That event is happening in just like an hour or so. So I need to go get ready, and I hope this wasn't a complete fail of a setup here, but I will check in later as we get into day 2, technically day 3, but day 2 of the Chicago Pen Show. Ready to go downstairs. Day 2. Do I have my name tag? Yes.
Thank you. I feel blessed.
Hashtag blessed.
That's perfect. Wow, it's really bright, so I'm just gonna sit. So, just got back from the end of day 2 of the Chicago Pen Show. It was a busy one. It was so fun. Started it off probably way too early and did the Esterbrook and Atlas coffee meetup, and that was really fun. Hanging out with pen friends. We all had our pens out and had some coffee, some pastries. Just started the day off with some good like meetup vibes before getting going with the show. But yeah, today was way more like, it was much busier. Sorry, the sun is weird. It was way busier than it was yesterday, and again, saw a lot of pen friends and people that I usually just see on Instagram or here on YouTube. Viewers stopped by and said hi at the ink pen table. That was really fun. But I also picked up a few more things. One thing was expected. The other 2 things were not on my list. But sometimes things just happen, and here we are. So I'm gonna show you what I picked up. I'll swatch that other Amarillo stationery ink, and after that, gonna do some dinner with some friends. Actually gonna have cigars with some of the old timers, so yes. Let me show you guys what I got today. Okay, I'm back for some more weird overhead footage. So the first thing I did this morning on the way back from the Esterbrook Atlas coffee morning meetup was take a stroll around the downstairs, kind of like mini ballroom. It's like a meeting room, like a mini room where they had vendors set up there as well. And I stopped by Artisan Pens and picked up this. I did not pick it up initially. I just did a loop. And then later on in the day, I found myself thinking about this pen. And so I went back down there and grabbed it immediately. It was still there. I was telling myself, like, if it's still there, I'm going to get it. And it was. So it was meant to be, which is the lie that we all, tell ourselves to feel better. But it might be a little dark, but I'll insert some footage of this beautiful pen. I just thought it fit so well in the hand, but it's nice and long for my larger hands and fits really comfortably in the grip section. So really excited about this one. It's my first pen from Artisan Pens, and the owner was super nice to talk to and chat and sort of joke about some of the things in the fountain pen community that we say to stop ourselves from buying a pen we really want. Bart from Zodiac Pens came in and set up today, and his table mate was Mayfair Pens. I've seen lots of Mayfair pens here on YouTube and also on Instagram, and I always thought the shape was really interesting, but I didn't really see anything that I connected to online. But in person, I felt like it was a whole different ball game. The resins were just so good, and I ended up with this one. I thought it had a very like galaxy vibe, the blues, the purples, kind of my thing. So again, another one that's a little long. This one does not post, which is fine, but another one that feels really comfortable in the hand and has that little dip in the section. So I already started like trying to match inks with this because it's just so fun. And then I was expecting this beauty. So this is the Cancer model by Zodiac Pens, and Bart and I had been talking on Instagram. I sent him this blank from Luke at Papa J Studios, and I definitely wanted a clip, and this just turned out so beautiful. I wanted this as a birthday pen, which as of now, my birthday is like a month and a half out. So is this my birthday pen? We shall see. But that was the intent. But this one just turned out so beautiful. And it was really hard to get over to Bart because he was busy most of the day, it seemed like. So I was just itching to get over there and see this pen in person and take it home with me. So here it is. It is gorgeous. And then finally, let's swatch the last ink in this series called Orange Kicks. This is a gorgeous like red orange color, and it just completes this set, this collection so well. Also, before I get ready for dinner, shout out to Kathy for coming over and gifting me this Jinhao 82. She has sacrificed this pen for me to do a nib grind on after I was sort of rambling on last night about the process of learning how to do nib grinds. And she was just so sweet and wanted to contribute. And so I definitely will grind something fun on this and maybe give it away. So thanks, Kathy. This is so cool.
Okay, testing the voice. Yes, I still have a voice. Good morning. Welcome to day 3 of the Chicago Pen Show. Last night was a late one. I'm running a little late, so can't talk too long, but excited about day 3. From what I hear, it is a slower day of the show, so it should be more chill. I have nib grind appointments with Annabelle and with Gina today, so excited about that. I also should be picking up, fingers crossed, a really cool nib and pen from Stylo Suite. I don't know if it's Stylo Suite or Stilo Suite, but Les was amazing on Friday, and so hopefully I can pick up that nib and pen today. Okay, party people, good morning. it is time to leave, and my bun looks so much taller on this than it does in real life, I promise. But obviously, by the sound of my voice, just woke up, have gotten ready, and I realize that I think I left my jacket downstairs on Saturday, and today's Monday, and I'm just realizing that as I'm getting ready to go to the airport. So I'm gonna go downstairs, see if there's a lost and found, and hopefully have a jacket. I really like this jacket. But if not, I guess it is fine. But I did get things yesterday at the show, but they're all packed up now. So whenever I get home, I'll show you in much better lighting. I feel like I'm leaving summer camp. It's only been like a weekend, but I feel like I'm leaving summer camp. It was so much fun. Okay, hello, I am back home as you can see, and I don't know if I've ever been so thankful for my little desk setup here. And so let's catch up. We have to talk about day 3 purchases and the haul for day 3. So let's take a look. Okay, so the first thing that I grabbed on day 3 was unplanned, but I couldn't say no. This is from Papa J's studio, and as I was over at his table talking to him, I was just checking in and saw this out the corner of my eye, and there were only a few pins left, and I was shocked to see this pin at the table still, because I had saw it on his Instagram as he was prepping for the show and thought, wow, that is gorgeous. That's going to be snatched up. But no, here it is, here with me. And my favorite thing about this one, though, is the little peekaboo of the nib in the cap. I just think that is, especially right here. Here it comes. Ooh, so pretty. So grab that. And then I also picked up this really gorgeous inkwell from Tori with Stationery Universe. And I just think this is a super cute idea, and it would be really helpful here at the desk for currently inked time when I'm filling pins or dipping pins and want to lay the pin right here. Let me see, what do I have here? So if I want to put my ink bottle there, fill the pin, or a dip pin, you could just dip and then lay your pin there. So I just thought that this was super cute and just really well made. And then Les dropped by my table from Stilo Suite, and dropped off the Leonardo with the super awesome flex nib on it. So this is the Leonardo Momento Zero in the horn colorway, and it's really pretty. It's got black, grays, browns. I love that little section right there. And it has his extra fine X-Wing harpoon nib on it. So it is the Leonardo nib, but it is cut in there and shaped to be an amazing flex. I'll show you. Okay, it's only dipped, so we might not get as great results, but this is just me writing as I normally would. And then when I put the flex in there, it's perfection. I cannot, it's so good. And I think I mentioned, hopefully, in one of the clips that the process was super cool. You just sit down, he starts handing you different pins and different nibs, and you just go back and forth and figure out what is the most comfortable, what you like the best, and then you even go back to the one that you picked to just compare and make sure that is the one that you're most excited about. It was so funny that I had the extra fine X-Wing harpoon nib on my wish list, and although there was another, like the cursive version of this, I really liked as well, but that is what I ended up liking the best.
But yeah, Sunday was rather slow from a vendor perspective, but still a good time. I was able to spend a little more guilt-free time talking to folks at the table, and it was just really nice. And then it was nib grind time with Annabelle. And Annabelle hooked it up for me. She's just so awesome to just sit and talk to. So I just had the best time. But on my Pelican M600 in transparent white, she worked to take it from an Oxford grind, which has a little kind of curve up on the nib. It's bent up a little bit, similar to a Waverly nib. She took that and undid it and then just ground this down to, I would say, like a fine or a medium fine, just something where I could use this more as an everyday writer. It started off as a medium before it was touched by 2 other nibmeisters, and so this poor pen has gone through it, but I think it's living its best life right now. So I'm excited to have this in a more everyday writing sort of situation. It was just really juicy. And then she also worked on this Yovo nib. This has an architect grind on it. If you can see that up close, I do not. There we go. You can kind of see it here. See it shaped kind of like this. At the tip. But anyways, I really enjoyed her architect grinding process because she would hand over the sandpaper and let you write on it so that the first grind is at your writing angle, and so she can go from there. But here is the architect on the Yovo nib, and if you don't know what an architect nib is, your downstrokes are thin and your cross strokes are thicker, like that. I really like writing in all caps with an architect, but it also is lovely with a cursive situation as well. So after putting Annabelle even more behind schedule because we were talking our heads off, I had an appointment with Gina Celerino of Custom Nib Studio. However, they were sick and so had canceled all appointments from Saturday afternoon onward. So totally fine. I wanted to get a grind done on the Coffee Monsters Co. Estabrook Esty, which I'll just do at another time. And I was thinking about maybe getting something done on this Leonardo Magico. But again, not the biggest deal. I hope Gina is doing well. But yeah, from there, finished out the day, packed up, had a lovely dinner with Joel, and attempted a calmer evening with some ink swapping and just great company. Oh, speaking of company, I guess. Speaking of company, I have no idea. I also was gifted this by Luxury Brands as they were packing up. I think just because the box was a little beat up, but apparently it's amazing and it's definitely something that I need in my life. It's a hand ink remover by Colorverse. Yes, by Colorverse. So I haven't given this a go yet. But yeah, it comes with a little pump, and I guess this is like a scrubber, like a hand scrubber. Obviously, I need it right now. And then I don't know if I've shown this so far, but maybe a week or so ago, Joel handed me this Leonardo pen to see if I could repair because it was just like, super hard to get open. It didn't have a housing unit, so the nib was just floating around in the section here, and the nib was like crossed over and like I can't even get my fingers to bend and like bent to the side, and somehow I have figured it out. And he thought that this was maybe broken as well, but I learned that it's just a way to fill the converter inside without opening the pin. But it's still pretty just difficult to get into. But yeah, it's just a regular cartridge converter, but you have access to the piston here. So you could still fill it like this by just taking off this blind cap. Anyways, I think he is giving this to me, and my next sort of mission here is to heat this grip section up to hopefully get it to be a little more smooth when unscrewing. But either way, it is a super sexy Leonardo. But that's about it. Overall, this whole experience just felt like a summer camp for pin friends. Totally would be an awesome event idea. Just saying, summer camp, pin retreat with classes and activities and hangouts, and yes, a little vendor space. But Chicago Pin Show was awesome. I hope this haul vlog wasn't too chaotic or hard to follow. I was just having some fun trying to be efficient as well. So I hope with all the new pins that you are excited about seeing them on the channel. I also really appreciate anyone that came over to the table to say hello. That really, really means a lot to me. But think about subscribing to keep hanging out, and thank you for watching this, and I will catch you all in the next one.